Hey, what's happening, folks? This is Casey Jewett here.
Hello, I'm Brandon Watson.
I've been in the brewing industry for about 6 years now. I work for Megaton, Ingenious Brewing Company.
I've been in the craft industry for the last 3 years. I started at Backpew and I've been with Megaton as the sales manager for the last year and a half.
I've been a sales rep for Deca Beer Co. for about a year now, and I also run their social media accounts.
I'm the creator of a local Houston-made drinking card game called F Your Liver. Welcome to the Beer Someone Podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first official Beer Someone Podcast. My name's Brandon Watson. I got Casey.
Casey here. Hello.
Yeah, I'm from Megaton. He's from Deca, formerly Ingenious, and we have a special guest here today, James.
What's going on, fellas?
Yeah, James, can we hear about your history so far?
So I'm 40 years old. That's about it. What part about it? I started home brewing probably about 15 years ago. From there, went into, fell ass backwards into a commercial brewing job, and kind of just went from there. So, rest is history.
What was the first beer you brewed?
It was a Amber Ale.
Right on.
I still have a bottle of it.
No shit, really?
No, you don't.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
How long you been sitting on that for? Let me make sure I'm
15
speaking
years.
in my mind.
So yeah, right on. That makes sense.
15 years. That's
So
crazy.
and then you got your first job at a brewery, which was at Whole Foods, correct?
Yeah, so my first commercial brewing job or professional brewing job was going to be an assistant brewer for Whole Foods. And I did that for about a year and a half until the head brewer at the time left, and then essentially I got made the head brewer of Whole Foods. So,
And that was that? Were you kind of like, oh fuck, shit, or were you like, yeah, game on?
it's time to go.
Yeah.
Like it's, do I really want to make this a career or not?
Right.
So, and
I'm still figuring that out.
it's yeah. A lot of us, have to still figure that out. But I was lucky enough to land at a brewery that at the time had a growing spotlight on it. So notoriety for the beers that we were brewing were growing pretty rapidly.
Yeah,
So,
I remember the big group on Facebook at that time was Houston Craft Beer Society. That was it, and I kept seeing pictures of y'all's IPAs.
Yeah.
And that was when the haze craze was going full tilt, and I was kind of like, holy shit, I've got to get over there and see what that buzz is about. But it was always so far from where I've lived on the other side of the world, so I never made it. But
I've been there a couple times. They got that rooftop movie theater above it, right?
yeah, right next door.
That place is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep.
yeah, there was a lot of buzz about it. So yeah, and then there were some things that happened, and I've been told the story as to what happened at the end and how you departed and all that. There was definitely some rumors out there. You care to expand?
Yeah, so it shouldn't be so much as a rumor as it is the truth of what actually happened. And we had a couple of being that we were in Post Oak, Galleria area, we have a lot of professional athletes that would come and visit Whole Foods out there. And I ran into one professional athlete that happened to be a star wide receiver for the Texans at the time. And he became interested in some beers. And we'd sit there and we'd hang out and we'd, I'm not going to charge number 10 from the Texans.
Right.
For a pour of this. But he really liked it. Well, I guess, corporations are corporations, and they corporated.
Yeah.
And they fired me for giving away approximately like $450 worth of beer in the 3-month span.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it. So I was just I was sharing my beer with other brewers, professional athletes that would come in, which is what breweries do. I always expect to pay when I go to visit a brewery.
Yeah.
But when that brewery understands I'm in the industry with them, whether it's a bartender or a brewer or a cook at a brewery, in the industry we typically tend to take care of each other.
Right. Stick together. Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's kind of what I was doing, and I got canned for for
So
that.
when that door closed, then another one, a huge door opened. So then,
A massive one.
A massive door.
Like a pearly gate almost.
Before we
if
get
you
into
will.
that pearly gate, one thing we didn't talk about was the beers that we're at City Acre right now.
Yes.
City Acre Brewing.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
James,
Cheers.
you're your position here?
Brewery operations manager.
Brewery operations manager.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying, what is it, the
Looks like 3-day weekend.
3-day weekend.
Yeah.
What are you drinking on?
3-day weekend.
3-day weekend. What are you drinking on, kids?
It's the Hellas. I just don't.
That's the Hellas. Yeah.
Okay, that's the name.
Hometown Hellas.
Hometown Hellas.
Hometown
There we go.
Hellas here
It
at
is
City
quite
Acre.
delicious and light and crispy.
And I've been to City Acre one time before, and I had a great experience. Other than I was watching the Mike Tyson Logan Paul fight, and it kept messing up, and I thought it was y'all's
gosh.
internet, and it was not.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
was not.
Yeah. I was at home yelling at the TV as well too. Like, what the hell's going on?
It's like, what's City Acre doing?
No.
But you were about to talk about a pearly gate experience.
Yeah. So very shortly and very quickly after the news that I was let go from Whole Foods, I had two gentlemen named Justin and Mike reach out to me. And at the time, they were the owners of Ingenious Brewing Company. They reached out to me and told me that they had already planned on trying to poach me from Whole Foods to come to Ingenious to brew beer for them. And it kind of just aligned right at the right time. Like, I went like basically 2 days without a job, and Justin reached out to me and he's like, come talk to us, come see like what our goal is, what our ideas are, and see if you'd kind of like fit into the mix. And as soon as I got there, we hung out. I chatted with Justin and Mike for about an hour and a half that day, and we went to work.
Yeah. Yeah. And so just to kind of touch on that, I've got some questions. What was your favorite beer that you brewed?
Double
at
Splat.
Ingenious? Double Splat.
Double Spot's great.
Yeah.
So
Double hazy IPA.
that was your favorite. Now, what was your just favorite part of being involved at Ingenious?
The community that we had,
Yeah.
especially at the beginning of Ingenious, we had a huge community. We still do.
Right.
And I know Casey does the Genius fans page still and like helps run that.
I'm in that.
And there's still a ton of people that just love, miss, and just
You can still find them out in the wild sometimes.
you can, yeah, you definitely can. And my biggest thing from that whole from Ingenious is that I gained friends, I've gained memories, I gained knowledge. Always trying to better yourself as a brewer. So I gained all of that while working there. So with its demise, like it's like the silver lining kind of. It's like I still have I know Casey really well. He's a really good friend of mine. We have a lot of regulars that were at Ingenious that still come and visit us here at City Acre.
Right.
I'm still in communications with both Justin and Mike, the owners of it, and it's like I don't regret anything about it.
Yeah. But there is a question that you kind of want people to stop asking. There is, and we talked about it, and we can go ahead and just kind of get that out now, get it out in the open. People keep asking you to brew these Ingenious beers, and you.
Right.
So go ahead. I want us to get your opinions on that.
Okay, yeah, I'm happy to hear this too.
So wet my whistle before I.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Dig
I know
in.
this is the City Acre podcast, but we got Casey, we got James here. So of course we're going to get into some of the Ingenious stuff. It's the
wind into
official, unofficial Ingenious podcast as well.
We're going to wind into that, but I think a lot of people want to hear about this, and you can have the floor to.
So my biggest thing when coming to City Acre is that, to be honest with you, before because City Acre closed down July 2 years ago, was repurchased by a new owner, and we reopened April of last year, 2024. Once word got out that I was going to be here, I got a lot of requests about when's this beer going to come out? When's this sour going to come out? So my biggest thing was to keep Ingenious and not be like an Ingenious Junior.
Right.
I didn't want to replicate any of those beers necessarily. But there's a lot of people who expect that, I guess, from you as me being the head brewer at Ingenious coming here and doing that. But I also still want to show them that I know how to fucking brew beer. this is why you're drinking a Helles right now,
Exactly.
and not a Fruit Loop Glop marshmallow toasted IPA.
Not what I'm coming for, right?
Exactly. So, we got a lot of from the naysayers at Ingenious, we get a lot of kind of snarky comments like, "Oh, you're putting lipstick on a pig." I can't brew a decent base beer. That's why you have to glue glop all the all that shit, which is definitely not true. But there will be flashes of Ingenious that kind of come through City Acre because that's just who the brewer that I am.
Yeah.
The 3-day weekend is actually double splat.
Right.
My favorite beer. That's why I brewed it.
That's probably
Yeah.
why I like it so much.
No, it's excellent. No, it's fantastic.
We have a peanut butter and jelly porter on right now.
Okay.
But other than that, you're going to find table beers. You're going to find ambers. You're going to find West Coast IPAs.
Yeah.
You're going to find oatmeal stouts.
Right.
You're going to find beers that appeal to everyone.
Personally, I think the sour program you have going on is better than the Smarty program. Personally, I know a lot of people might disagree with that, but I think, and I don't mean that in a way. I think there's just a lot of people that really love the Smarty, the Ingenious thing.
I'm gonna try sour next.
But I've even heard from other people, even like Madeline. She loved the Smarties, but she likes the sours here better. Whatever you're doing with the sours is definitely, you've tweaked it into a way that to me it tastes more like a Berliner and not like this kind of.
That's exactly what it's supposed to be.
You know what I mean?
Not like an enamel eating
chalk. There's chalky, which I know Smarties are supposed to be chalky, and it hit the nail on the head. But it's just maybe I just don't like Smarties.
Right.
This is not my cup of tea.
But yeah, so we had to do a completely different process on our sours here because of the way our equipment's set up. So I kind of forced my hand to do that and do a little digging, do some research, and figure out exactly how we can start our City Sour series without doing it exactly the way we did it at Ingenious because I don't have the equipment to do it.
Right.
And so we found a process that seems to really freaking
They're excellent.
work.
They're fantastic.
I appreciate it.
They're really good. Yeah. They are. So okay, back to
Which sour would you recommend for my next beer on tap? Sorry.
So
No, you're
I've
good.
got two on right now. I got the blue raspberry and I have the peach.
I was leaning towards the blue raspberry.
Go blue ras because there's actually so we have a secret menu here.
Okay. You decide it's secret after you tell everybody on the podcast.
Right. Well, just bleep
No,
this whole, bleep
tell-
this whole part out.
No, I want to hear.
No, but no, you can get a blend of 3-day weekend and the sour peach.
See.
What do you call that combination?
We haven't come up with a name that's not like completely vulgar yet. So
Hey, be as vulgar
Which
as you
are-
want, man.
I'm not gonna.
No, they're that vulgar.
No.
Okay.
But just
All right.
just tell, hey, secret menu item. They know the current one right now is our hazy IPA 50/50 with the peach sour.
Right on. Yeah, no, that sounds delicious. The cuvee is definitely kind of a fun way to go if you like to mix beers together and
Right.
experiment. And that's kind of what's fun about a brewery that where you have different things like sours and fruited options that you can blend with just a regular beer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also get our cold cap. So Nightcap is our 10.5% imperial stout, but we also make our own cold brew coffee here.
Okay.
So get a cold cap.
You just got a new customer for life. I'm just gonna start swinging by anytime I'm in the area and get a cold brew.
It's a 50/50 blend of that stout, so it knocks it down to about 5%. But it's gonna get you fucking wired, bro.
Yeah, I bet. Hell
That
yeah.
cold brew coffee have you smelling colors.
It's no joke.
No.
Hell yeah. That's what's
Sounds
up,
good
man.
to me.
That's great.
Well,
So, with that being said, do you have any plans for future brews coming up soon?
We're trying to do a lot of collaborations right now because a lot of people still don't realize that City Acre is actually open again.
Right.
I didn't know y'all closed for a period.
We did. They closed during transfer of ownership. They closed for about 8 months.
Oh, wow.
So because like I was saying earlier, we reopened in April of last year,
Okay.
but we were closed the July before that. So 2023. So new ownership. Someone who actually gives a shit. Who wants to put money into the business.
Shout out Jimmy Garrett.
Jimmy. But yeah, we just we kind of start seeing a trend come June of last year. Like every weekend is better than the last.
Yeah,
That's
that's
amazing.
good. You're climbing that hill.
And I think we're lucky enough to, with the amount of people that know that we're back open or that we're actually here, that we actually exist. that's growing weekly, and people are coming in. They're enjoying their experiences, their beer, their food, and they're going home and telling their friends, their family, like, Jesus. They come back the next week, and there's 4 more people with them. So word of mouth is our biggest thing right now.
That's what you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
You also have that awesome board game shop in the back of the
We
place.
do. So yeah, we have Board and Brew in the back. So if you and are into like Warhammer or D&D or any of that stuff, like we've got
It's serious board games.
serious board
You don't think
games.
they would put F Your Liver back there?
What's that?
I have a drinking game I made a couple years ago called F Your Liver. I used to do pop-ups at Ingenious.
We actually have F Your Liver back there.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I want to sell it back there.
Okay. Well, that's the guy you want to
Yeah.
talk to right there. That's
Yeah, I
PJ. That's our
Yeah.
GM right there.
With the
with the
hat?
fedora.
Fedora, okay. I'll
Yeah.
definitely get an opportunity to talk to him after the
Yeah.
podcast.
So
Yeah.
how was Jimmy connected with Board and Brew?
So as far as I know, I don't want to speak out of pocket, but as far as I know, he actually is very nerdy
Yeah.
and plays those games.
Yeah.
Love the guy to death. He's a great boss. He's a great owner. But he was actually doing like online retail during COVID. And from what I understand, it was so well because everyone was stuck at home. I got hooked on Call of Duty during
Yeah.
COVID because
Yeah, there's nothing else to do. Yeah.
that and drink. But it did so well that whenever he came in here and bought the brewery, and he was a regular here beforehand, he would bring in a lot of his clientels or host meetings here as a customer, and really loved it and just didn't want to see it go away.
Yeah.
So the two kind of like came like symbiotic, where it's just like, okay, well, I have this online business. I just bought this brewery. I have a huge property in the back. We don't call it City Acre because it's a small little spot. It's a whole 1.5 acre property that we
Right.
have out here. So he plopped down
It's a beautiful property.
It is.
Appreciate it. Yeah. We do a lot of work. Shout out to Jacob. He's our assistant brewer here, but he does all of our cultivation out there, our garden work, all that stuff. But shout out to him.
I actually walked in on him like planting seeds the other day. He was
Yeah.
quietly sitting out on the patio with like a flat with like the soil already in there, and he was just in there, just in Zen
Yeah.
mode. Just yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
our
awesome.
okra's already growing. I'm excited about that.
Hell yeah,
Give me
it's
some
awesome.
fucking fried okra.
Speaking of, man, that fried okra that y'all have
It's
is
fucking bomb.
so good.
We're gonna make it here though now.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
straight
Are
out
y'all
of the
going to
ground.
be doing any distribution in your future, or are you just going to try to
No,
keep it
so
in-house?
so no packaged products. So we won't be canning. We do cans to go, twisties. We do growlers to go. But here in the next couple of months, we will be reaching out to the craft beer bars that we kind of deem fit as being like the upper echelon of like craft beer bars in Houston.
Like the Kirby group, maybe? No?
I mean, them, Big Owl Craft House, Huey's, Growler Spot out in Fulshire. Those are all really good friends of
No, I love
mine.
all those places.
And but I feel like they're considered like the higher, like the top tier of craft beer bars because they know like Corner 99 out in Katy is just going into those places, but also not too close to the brewery. That way, people outside can get a taste of City Acre and like want to eventually venture out
Right, exactly.
to the location.
Yeah,
Because seats or asses and seats here is what pays
people
us.
need to visit the brewery. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
For
show
sure.
support
Yeah.
for sure.
And shout out to Big Al and Louie. We're actually going to be doing our 3rd podcast with Louie.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
make sure you remind him that at end of March we're supposed to do a collab out there.
Okay.
We will. Yeah, we'll remind him.
You hear that, peoples?
Yeah, yeah. No, that'll work.
it here first.
Yep. So let me see here. I've got some more questions about City Acre. I was just gonna go look at I got notes. I take notes like a responsible
I know, he's
individual.
responsible.
Nerd alert.
So there's a little history here, which is I just found out just yesterday actually that this place used to be a horse track.
Yeah.
And I saw an aerial photo from 1944 that somebody posted. Y'all didn't post it. Somebody else posted this picture.
Send that to
on
me and
your-
I'll edit that into the
Yeah,
podcast.
it's a really cool picture. It's an aerial photo. You can see 59. It's a 2-lane road.
Yep.
There's no feeder, and you can literally see the building we're sitting in right now. I don't know if it's the original.
grandstands. We're in the grandstands.
Okay, but is this the original roof? Or is
No,
so everything's redone.
Yeah.
Because similar shape. If you look at the aerial photo, you can see it looks very similar. It's in the same spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, then there was this huge track.
It was the
pretty cool.
nation's largest horse track in that time frame.
It's pretty big, yeah.
Ups and downs. That's what
okay.
it was right there. The photo
That's
on
so
the wall.
cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So we've got we have a what we believe to be a horse ghost.
Okay.
Yeah. It's actually
What?
it's actually on that wall right now. It's a Legend of Biscatamar, which actually translates to sea biscuit.
Seabiscuit.
There was a time when we first started reopening that literally every big piece of equipment just started shutting down and breaking. You would have water turn on just randomly.
Wild.
And I don't know if it was like the 6 beers I had before, but you could sometimes hear at night like click-clacking of horses like walking by. But like you're essentially where the grandstands were, so you can only imagine the debauchery that's happened on this property.
Right? Yeah. No,
you know,
absolutely.
You know,
That's kind of crazy.
So-
I saw y'all's video, though. The social media video was hilarious.
Yeah.
Of the,
Yep,
of
he's
the-
looking at you right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, he is kind of staring.
Oh, wow.
He's like,
Okay,
what the fuck did you say?
hey, remind me to get a
He has
picture
some
of that
big
before
lips.
we leave.
Well, those are some. That's a lippy horse.
I did say debauchery.
Yeah. Why'd they have to kill that one? Jeez.
Well,
So if
That was
you
a
want
star player.
a brewery haunting experience, City Acre is the place to come.
nah. So we're trying to alleviate that. We have staged the place a couple of times.
Okay.
It seems to have kind of held down some of the equipment breakage, which is always good for the pocketbook. But no, we've actually just also gone through a whole rebranding of our logo as well too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks great.
And the reason being is just that the original logo just kind of had it looked dead. You know, it wasn't vibrant.
Where's the new logo in here? Is it anywhere?
It's right behind you.
Right behind
Yep,
me?
on the
New
shirts.
shirts,
Okay.
new growlers,
Yeah, that's
new
the
hats.
logo. I know. I guess
And
I
then,
don't know the old logo.
The tin tackers are the old one.
Yeah.
Oh.
The,
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, the tree looks a little lifeless. I get it.
We're rebranding life back into the brewery.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's our thing is make it just to seem to be more appealing to people.
Yeah.
Just with I had a buddy of mine who works for ACLU, and I sent him the old logo, and he sent it out. He emailed it out to the entire media team of his. Removed City Acre Brewing Company from the logo and just put just the tree in the background or the skyline. And he asked them hey, what do y'all see whenever y'all look at this logo? This is an actual company's logo, and half of them said cemetery. That's what I was like.
I was
goes
just
with the
I was
dead
literally
horse
just
thing, though.
noticing
Yeah.
that as I'm looking. I never really thought about it, but as I'm looking at it, I'm like, it looks lifeless. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, absolutely.
So
I do like the new one.
No, the new one's
yeah,
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. More
So who-
vibrant colors.
Who designed the new?
It was kind of it was literally like a catch-all. Like
Okay.
all of us kind of just jumped in like a lively tree, green, orange, yellows.
Yeah.
Not black and red. Like
Right.
it just symbolizes kind of
Colors.
like death.
I think I
Yeah.
can visualize that when I think City Acre.
Red, yellow,
Yeah.
kill a fella. Yeah.
But also it's like we have this huge green space. So that's why we named one of our beers Green Space.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But we have
What kind of beer is Green Space?
It's a West Coast IPA.
Okay.
But just to have this huge, beautiful property, if and when and it is taken care of, it looks awesome. It's just nice to be out here.
Yeah.
Whether it's 65 degrees or 95 degrees, you can find a cool shade
Feels
spot
great right now.
and just come out and chill. Like today, we're in the tap room with the bay doors rolled up.
Yeah, I know, it
and
feels
all
great.
that stuff. So
Y'all are definitely cultivating a vibe here, and I'm gonna plug my music bingo that I do once a month here. It's
Yes,
every
sir.
fourth Thursday, but every month when I'm here, it's just the vibe is always good, no matter what's going on. When I did the market the other day, we had a ton of people here for that market.
Yeah, it was awesome.
and it was great.
and you got a sweet ass jacket.
and I did get a sweet ass jacket. Shout out to, I forget his name, man. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, that leopard jacket was something else.
I just call him Cocaine Mike.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll answer. But yeah,
I can
no.
visualize
so
Cocaine Mike.
the vibe is the vibe here is definitely something, and I say cultivate because it's like that's what y'all are doing here. It's a branded vibe. Like it's the beers are great, the people are awesome, but like y'all are doing something with the vibe here, and you don't get that. If you go to a lot of breweries, you just don't get that in a lot of them.
Right. You get a bartender like, what do you want? Order you a beer, and turn around and go, clean a glass, something like that. Like, interaction with between our customers and our guests. That's key.
Absolutely.
And actually, like our slogan, actually opening back up is City Acre #It's a vibe.
Right.
That actually was it.
I'll make sure I hashtag that in this podcast.
It's a vibe, and also I do have a shirt idea that says, what the hell was it? City Acre. The beer's great. On the back says, but the parking sucks.
Yeah. Well, that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, but I mean, that's a good thing to lead into. So, do y'all have plans to try to mitigate any of that?
As of right now, I mean, we're kind of held steady on that. I think a lot of people who are starting to come back out realize, like, hey, let's like ride together and not take 6 cars to go out there. We do have the overflow parking on the street as well too.
Yeah, you can't park on the street. I know my wife was asking the other day. She was like, can I park here legally? I'm like, yeah, you're good. So if anybody's a little reluctant, you're good. Just don't be on the whole road.
Yeah. So just be courteous.
Yeah,
I mean, that's really it. That's really all it is.
Yeah.
Like, just. But
one thing with Megaton and Deca and Backpew, we're all so close to each other, and I always tell people when they come to see us at the brewery, if they're coming from far away, to go to the other breweries and check them out, make a day of it.
Yeah,
what breweries are closest to you out here?
I think our closest one is going to be Spindletap.
Yep.
Spindletap. That's what I was thinking.
They're right across the street.
Do you have any
essentially.
kind of relationship with Spindletap?
They've come over and hung out a couple times. Back at Ingenious, I did a couple of collaborations with them. So I mean, I'm considered them to be good friends.
Yeah.
Okay. I love Spindletap.
It's an actual 5-minute drive if you pop it into Waze.
Literally is.
Yeah, it's 5
you don't
minutes.
have to get on the freeway. You just go underneath the underpass.
Exactly.
And take a ride.
Yeah.
So if you're going to Spindletap, come check out City Acre.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
vice versa.
Yeah. Like when you fly into town, stop by here, and you come out of town, you stop by Spindletap.
And that's another thing. We're really close to the airport, and who used to be close to the airport was Ingenious. So we used to get a lot of travelers with their baggage and everything. But now they come here or they go to Spindletap because
we had
we're the closest
5
thing.
walk in earlier with luggage.
Yeah, it's like they're looking for a brewery. There's a lot of people like us that like to travel around and like, I want to go to the local spot. I want to see what the beers are like in
because
Houston.
of that, you're probably getting a lot of visitors from other places that swing by the brewery. Like, I'm in town for a conference. And
And those are the people that you really try to interact with. You see it with their luggage. You always ask, you flying in or flying out?
Right.
I'm flying out. Well, what'd you think?
Party time.
Yeah. Well, what now? You ask them, like, what'd you think about your stay in Houston? 'Cause Houston's fucking awesome. But, where'd you eat? What'd you do? What did you drink? All that good stuff.
Speaking
we have a
of eating,
responsibility
I'm sorry,
to let people know, like, hey, if you're flying in and you're staying for a little while, we have a responsibility to tell you where to go, where to eat, what to eat, where to stay away from.
Listen to us.
We have a responsibility to do that for travelers because Houston's, as everyone knows that's from here, there's no zoning, so there's a lot of random neighborhoods you can wander into you don't need to be in, but then there's places like this that City Acre is kind of a diamond in the rough, man.
That's why you stay strapped or get clapped.
I was going to say, y'all also serve food. Me and Casey both ate before we started this podcast.
Okay. What y'all have?
I had the grilled chicken wrap. It was pretty good.
I took a bite of it. It was excellent. Y'all are grilling the chicken over hot flame for sure.
Yeah. The fries
Absolutely.
were amazing.
Yeah, and I had the Reuben, which was a special. It's not on the menu all the time. It's a today's special, and it was freaking great. And the okra.
The okra is fire, bro. I fought for like 6 months to get fried okra on the.
so good.
I'm like, told you.
Yeah, yeah. Now the food here is excellent. Shout out Chef Don. He's great. They're just really fine tuning their menu. I've tried different menu items since I've been here. I've tried some of the flatbread, the chicken sandwich is ridiculous.
They're retarded.
It's such a big giant chicken breast, and it's crunchy and brine it in pickle juice. It's amazing. It's really good.
What's that, Pops?
So yeah. Yeah, no, the food here is excellent. Definitely a reason to come out, even if you're just, if you're not drinking, you just want to go get something solid to eat. This is a great place to come.
Yeah, we appreciate the hell out of that. I mean,
y'all have oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but also if you're not drinking, there's a cooler full of really not just regular sodas and stuff. They have really interesting. They have fucking Yoo-Hoo. If you want a Yoo-Hoo, they got it.
And some like Brazilian sodas and yeah.
Baja Blast. Shout out. Yeah, that's awesome.
Where's Chris Sheely?
Right? Yeah.
I hear him running right now.
So yeah, like so if people are extending their dry January into February and you want to just go get something yummy to eat, you have some soda options and things like that as well. But if you're done with dry January, just be done. Just go support your
It's
Just
brewery.
don't
also
do it
February.
anymore.
So
Just
get your
go-
ass up here and
yeah.
go support local because it's very true. If you don't use it, you lose it.
That is true. Yeah.
So
And breweries right now all over, not just Texas.
dropping like flies.
They're just dropping like flies, and so people really got it. That's what the kind of the point of this podcast is: try to bolster what we
Spotlight.
can,
Yeah.
bring some juice back to the community.
We have such a great community here in
It's
Houston.
amazing. It's amazing. Like I can call pretty much any brewery in town, talk to their brewer or the owner, and talk about collabs or ideas or how to do something or can I borrow this? Or we're so willing to lend a helping hand to each other.
Yes.
It's such a tight knit group, but we're also so fucking open armed. Like anyone who wants to come in and I'll talk to like the most strangest motherfucker that walks in here. Like, oh, dude, like, where are you from? What do you drink? Let's get you a beer. Are you hungry? Let's get you fed. So, like, that's just kind of like what we are. And then we just smoke a little weed at night whenever we get home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me and
yeah.
him were talking about we need to start smoking before we do this podcast.
Yeah, I kind of did earlier.
You kind of
yeah.
did. I did not.
I try to come ready.
I told Casey and I don't know if this is going to make the podcast, but it's okay. I'm going to change the topic off of breweries. I went to the doctor yesterday. I haven't been able to hear out of my left ear the last 2 weeks. It's weird. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
And I was like,
You
maybe I
tried
should go
popping
do
it?
something about it. I just switched insurance and they didn't send me anything in the mail. And finally I was just like, let me go register. Let me go. And I went up to the doctor and she was like, you do any drugs? And I'm like, I smoke weed. And she's like, how often? I'm like, every day. And she was like concerned about me. She's like, oh no. I'm
Calm
like,
down.
Oh,
she
come
checked my
on.
vitals and she's like, wow. She's like, you look really good. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, no, I didn't say I wasn't good.
As a drug user,
Yeah.
an abuser, you're doing okay, son.
Yeah. It's like, calm down, Rebecca.
Yeah, geez, come on.
I got it.
Golly.
I just thought that was a funny experience.
Yeah.
So.
That is weird. I mean, there's just there's something to be said about there's so many different people with different opinions about things like that, and it's just so bizarre to sometimes run into people, especially somebody who's in the medical field who should know better. That the research is there.
Yeah.
I'm just at the point in my life where I'm just open with it. Like, why hide it?
Yeah, why lie?
Meh.
Yeah.
We're in
Yeah.
2025. I don't think anybody cares.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely,
if you go to a brewery, 95% of them are smoking weed.
Everybody's-
or,
I would
yeah,
say it's definitely kind of
It's-
goes there. There is a Venn diagram for that. Absolutely. For
Okay,
sure.
speaking of, since we're on weed, any THC beers being made or seltzers? No.
No.
Not here at City Acre?
No,
What?
we might carry. So, what was it? Matthew Black and
Love
Chad Best are with Eighth Wonder
Chad.
right now.
Yep.
Yeah, so
They're killing it in the
they're
THC
doing
game.
really good. So, there's been talks about bringing it in, but again, we kind of have to appeal to our clientele, where it's sure, some of them probably wouldn't give a shit if it was on there or not. But it's just, as of right now, I prefer just to have every beer on the wall my beer. But
Yeah.
as far as production of THC beers,
How many taps do you have?
18.
Really?
17.
17.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Oh.
17, one being cold brew, one being mineral water.
Oh, okay. I
So
wasn't sure.
15 beer
I'll
taps.
say if you're
Okay.
limited on taps, that's taking up a tap space, but you have quite a bit of taps. So I mean, like
I
that's
actually added 3 more the other month. So
yeah. I mean, is that so? It's just mainly because of the clientele that y'all aren't going to venture into that.
So when we first reopened, we had to carry a lot of guest taps because we were lacking a lot of different styles that people wanted.
Right.
So in the last just shy of a year, we've been able to kind of essentially rebrand a lot of the recipes that we had previous that weren't really all that good, and make them better or develop new recipes and add those on there as well. And what we've kind of noticed is as the guest taps slowly came off the wall and our beers were going on, if we had majority guest taps, people went guest taps. Once it came down to like 1 or 2 guest taps, no one wanted the guest taps. But then we
Yeah.
also were able to use that as like data to figure out what it is that people are actually fucking coming here to drink,
Right.
and then go and make it ourselves. And then now they're like, they don't come in here and ask
Love
for
that. Smart business.
They don't cut. Yeah, they don't. We had Mr. Green, City Orchard, great cider.
Yeah, it is.
I still love that beer. We carry their cans in the cooler.
Yeah.
But we kind of started doing our own little seltzers that were kind of similar in taste, and people stopped buying Mr. Green and started buying our beer.
Yeah.
So, and that's
Awesome.
That's what you want.
Right, exactly. Yeah. You want to, whatever they're coming in for, they're like, hey, I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
going to drink whatever you have on tap that's like in the lane of whatever I like.
Yeah.
And, a seltzer is not a cider, but hey, it's in that lane. So somebody can easily be like, you know what? I'd rather have this. It tastes better. I'm supporting the brewery that makes it, that they're making it right here,
At
have
the
it on
same
tap.
time, what it is shout out bartending staff is having a well-knowledged bartending staff that can actually describe to you,
Yeah, that's important.
like they ask you, what do you normally drink? And you tell them this. Okay, we don't have that, but we've got something that you're probably going to like.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they order 3 of them.
Yeah. And the best thing to do whenever a bartender does that is don't listen to what the style is. Don't listen to any of that.
Don't.
Just try what they're telling you to try.
Yep.
They're gonna lead you in the right direction. That's the name of the game. But yeah.
You saw it at Ingenious. Oh, I don't like IPAs. Well, try this double splat. Or
Yeah,
try this.
I wouldn't even sometimes tell them. I would just be like, you know what? Hold on one second. Let me give you a sample of something.
You
'Cause
would see it all the time,
Yeah,
right?
you say, oh, this is an
And they try
IPA.
it.
It's a fruited IPA. And they're like, oh, I
Should
don't
always
like
be
IPAs.
trying new things.
Absolutely, yeah.
Honestly, you
just-
develop your taste as you continue
You just
trying
haven't found
new
the
things.
right one.
Yeah.
And we see it every fucking week.
5 years ago, I did not like IPAs.
Yeah.
I did not. And I decided, I'm like, all my friends like IPAs. What am I not getting? And then I just decided I was going to start trying all the different IPAs. That's mostly what I drink
Yeah,
today.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you get into it, it's kind of like, yeah, takes over. Speaking of, though, I need a refill.
Okay, well, before we do that, let's go ahead and find a stopping point, and we're going to go get another beer. Stay tuned. Hello, and welcome to Spider Games. A few years ago, I started selling a couple video games on eBay. Now I'm selling video games of all generations, retro toys, and anything I think's cool. I'm a top-rated seller because I package well and I take care of my customers. Check out my store on eBay. It's called Spider Games. Do you have any old video games sitting around? I buy video games of all generations, and I pay better than the game stores. If you do, email me at spidergamesebay@gmail.com.
I'm also known as DJ Cino. You can find me at least a couple of different breweries or craft beer bars throughout the month hosting the best music bingo in all of Houston. We'll be sharing those shenanigans right here on the Beer Someone Podcast.
F your liver, the game that will have you salute the general, and then say the alphabet backwards, and then elect the president, and then bust a move, and then throw a ninja star, and then shoot your finger gun, and then roar like a T-Rex, and then freeze like ice, and then karate chop, and then bust a rhyme, and then bet on a horse race, and then spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and then make your buddy laugh. Don't touch the ground because the floor is lava. Tell a story. Eat my lips. Just grab 3 to 20 friends, a drink of your choice, shuffle and flip the top card, and let the chaotic hilarity unfold. F your liver, a game worth drinking to.
Casey and Brandon.
Hey everyone, we're back with Beer Someone. We got James here, and we are at City Acre, and we are going to play a short little round of F Your Liver, which is a local Houston-made drinking card game. You can find it on Amazon. Here we go.
This is not a paid advertisement.
This is not a pay. I'm not paying for this. So, Casey, you want to draw the first card and show the camera, your camera, the card.
Alrighty.
You got-
Which camera are we on?
Do I have to
You're on that camera. Wait. Yeah, I can turn it on you. There you go.
There we go. All right. I don't even know what I have.
You want to read it?
Yeah, it's for the homies. All players must pour their drinks into their mouths without their lips touching their glass, cup, or can.
Okay.
Easy.
Like, not to each other, right?
Oh
No,
shit.
not to each other. But that's a good new future F Your Liver card. It's going to be hard.
Yeah. I just poured mine, so it's, it's very heady.
I spilled
Yeah.
some on my pants.
Yeah.
No spill.
Everybody's gonna pee in your pants is the coolest.
Yeah.
James, you want to draw a card?
Sure, we'll go for it. Let's go this guy right here.
Okay, you can show your card to the camera.
I'm gonna read it first.
Okay.
Yeah. In case I want to like omit
He
it.
wants to read it first.
All right, field sobriety test. Starting with the card puller, say the alphabet backwards. Fuck off.
Fuck that.
Each player will say a letter until someone makes a mistake. That player must drink.
Man. All right.
Z.
Y.
X? This is my game. I'm
W.
Not even sure.
T. I don't know. Fuck.
I don't think that's
You?
right.
I
don't think that's
You?
right.
I don't know. V.
And I'm just
Shit.
going off what the card says
Okay,
right now.
in case you
Actually,
drink.
All right, I'm drinking.
Hey, can you show the card just so they can see the artwork? Yeah. That's field sobriety test. You can find it if you live on Amazon. Okay,
No,
my time.
no one can
turn
do that.
to draw a card. Let's see. Categories, a classic King's Cup card. So everybody knows to play categories, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna pick. This will be fun. Local breweries.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna start off with one that I know you're both gonna go to quick. Ingenious.
Okay.
It's closed. Does that count?
Yeah, that's a count. Sorry.
It counts.
You have to drink.
It counts.
So they can be closed or okay. Oh, it's
Yeah.
going this
It can
way
be
now.
closed. Houston
Rotation's
breweries.
changed. Okay. Okay. Let's do back pew.
City Acre.
Megaton.
Equal parts.
St. Arnold.
Spindle Tap.
Great Heights Brewing.
Project Halo.
Eighth Wonder. Does that count?
St. Arnold.
I already said that.
Wait. Oh shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening.
Drink.
Tuned you right out.
That was my second one.
That was fun.
I was thinking of a brewery instead of listening. I was like, wait, what am I gonna say? That's awesome. All right, cool.
I had Buffalo Bayou ready to go.
You were just like, yeah, I'm gonna go do all the closed ones because no one else is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not RIP. Sorry.
Yeah.
So back to the question. So what we're definitely talking a lot about City Acre, and there's more questions about City Acre. So there's a lot to talk about. So actually, Micah just showed up. She just walked in. Micah is responsible for a lot of the artwork that is hanging in the tap room. Y'all even have a mural outside in between. If you're walking from the tap room to Board and Brew, which is a separate building you have to walk to. You pass by this mural that she's working on, and it's pretty badass from what I've seen.
In progress. In progress.
So she did artwork for Ingenious too. So I'm assuming she's kind of just you guys hook her up, take care of her, and she kind of you get to hang up her artwork, which is for sale. There are price tags on these pieces that are hanging up.
Yeah.
And they're amazing. We'll definitely get those shots of the artwork to show. Micah's very talented. You can go find her on Instagram. Actually, let me go.
Yeah, make sure you mention her
_
Instagram.
A _ muse.
Okay, cool.
That's
yeah.
her Instagram handle.
Yeah. Definitely go check out what she has going on. It's awesome. Yeah, she just showed up, though, so I guess she's here to work on the mural, so that's going to be cool. Yeah, we'll get a little shot of that.
We definitely need to get some footage.
Get
of
her
that.
included. Yeah, absolutely.
So our biggest thing right now is just trying to like support like local community, because local community is what supports us, right?
Heard.
So this is now Mike is going to be our second artist now, but we try to go about like a 2-month span of displaying local artist artwork in our tap room and allow people to actually either bid or purchase their artwork. But Micah is so talented that we've also commissioned her to paint that mural on the side of that Connex container out there. And just somewhere where people can kind of just pony up all together, take a photo in front of, or something like that. Like we had it at Ingenious with the sticker wall,
right? Yeah,
in the back, and it's kind of like our way of it not just being about us, but like it's local artists. It's able to come out there, and she's kind of hidden some images in it that represent kind of like all the employees that are here. And so we all kind of have like our own little nod.
This is very personal.
That she's adding into it. But she's just a complete all-around amazing person, first and foremost. But she's an amazing artist as well too. So anything she wants to paint, we didn't even tell her what we wanted. We just said we want you to paint on this.
Yeah.
And she was like, I got it.
Yeah, no, she's incredible. Yeah, no, and it's great because like people love taking photos, right? They like it, the Instagram culture's real.
Yeah.
So it's great to have kind of a setup to where, you know, if you want to have, you know, pictures of the garden and the greenery and the trees and all this stuff, you know, you got that. But then you have this whole other thing too, this very colorful, vibrant artwork that you have all over the place, which is awesome.
So I want people to be able to post photos of them in front of that mural and not tag City Acre, and for people to know that's at City Acre.
Right.
Like it's a whole different kind of way of infiltrating, like, you know, media like that and social media and stuff like that. It's like, I know exactly where you are because I've seen that mural before.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of one of those things where it's just like you don't have to necessarily use social media as strong when you have something like that, and for people to take photos in front of and hashtag it, you know, it's a vibe, and it just helps. And of course, she's got exposure now. She's got her artwork hanging up here for sale. She's already sold 2 of them.
Nice.
I've got
Is there
my eye on
somewhere
this
she can
Wonder
buy
Wall.
that online?
What's that?
I'm sure if you go find her Instagram, she has links. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I won't. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I mean, I would be.
You know what?
very
If
willing
she,
to do that.
artist,
if
it's
she
for
does,
sale.
we'll tag it in this post.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Art Amused. I'm looking it up right now. Actually, I'm on her Instagram.
Yeah. So here's a broad question. What's the future of City Acre look like?
That's yet to be told or known. All we know right now is that we're kind of like in like the right footpath and we're heading in the right direction. We have a lot of events that we do every month. We have a very solid and continuously growing army of supporters who are here, regulars every week.
Can you tell me about some of those events you have coming up?
I can't because I don't know them.
Like I just brew beer. That's all. Yeah.
My job's just to do that, but
We can
you
pull
know.
somebody in. I mean, if Danielle's here somewhere. I know she's. If Danielle's the event planner, is that right?
yeah, events and media marketing.
I'm fine with pulling Danielle in.
Yeah, we could bring Danielle or PJ or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do
We
that.
could even record that separate.
Yeah, either way, but yeah, we would definitely want to get the events.
That's kind of like what kind of like, you know, this past 2 weekends ago we did the market. But there's always something going on here,
It was a
whether
lot of
it's
fun.
Lotteria or whether it's Casey, even if it's just Casey, DJ coming out on Thursdays to do music bingo.
Is that every Thursday?
Every
last Thursday.
Well, it's every fourth Thursday.
Every fourth Thursday
occasionally
here at
there's a
City
fifth,
Acre.
But yeah. Yeah.
And then we have our boy Alex that comes out last Sunday of the month for $5 haircuts.
Yeah.
And he knows
He's awesome.
he knows how to cut a wig. Yeah.
$5 haircuts, and you get to drink beer and hang out in this place. That's pretty fucking cool. Yeah.
Just make sure you tip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Alex
haircuts are worth way more than $5.
Alex
so,
Pritchett is the man. So yeah, he'll be here. Wait, what's the date again?
last Sunday of the month.
Last
Actually,
Sunday.
there he is right there. The 23rd.
Okay.
23rd.
I just saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 23rd from
yeah.
it's a Sunday, so we'll be open from noon to 6. So $5 haircuts from Alex.
Yeah.
Super nice guy. Yeah,
dude,
he's a
he's a
former
sweetheart.
Genius member as well.
Yep, he's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Love that dude.
Yep. Yeah. So cool. So there's more team members too. Now I know you guys have a lot of connections with like people like Alex and Micah and stuff like that, but you know, also we're all good friends with Lee. Well, I don't know if you know Lee as well as we do, but yeah, Lee's not here today, but he's one of the managers here, and I worked with him at Ingenious, and so I love Lee. And then there's these awesome folks that are working the bar today.
So what's funny is all 3 bartenders behind the bar right now all worked for us at Whole Foods
Nice.
way back in the day.
Right.
You like
yeah.
working with the same people, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what helps cultivate that vibe. You know?
but
it really
you
does.
just know how they work. Like Lee, Sabrine, Alex, Abby, like the entire bar staff here is essentially almost kind of handpicked by me and Lee.
Right.
As soon as I got here, first thing I did was, we need a taproom manager. I know the guy to call, and that was Lee Alvarez.
Yeah.
And as soon as he got here, he was like, "Oh, I got this, this, and this." I'm like, "That's exactly why I called you in." So it's just a family. We all, you know.
And you feel that when you come. You do. You can definitely tell that's a very family. Like there's a family vibe with the staff. It's felt.
You know, I haven't brought it up. So me and you have only met one time before. Do you remember when we met?
Was I drinking?
No, it was Genius was in the process of closing, so it was a little over a year ago, and I swung by and I bought all your hats.
I think I recall that.
Yeah,
but I have had beer since then. So,
so my first time meeting James is really funny.
Okay.
At Megaton.
It actually was at Megaton.
At Megaton.
Is that Megaton? Okay. In case you used to work at Megaton, just
No,
put
there
that.
in the very, very, very beginning. And so at 5 o'clock on a Saturday, I was approached by one of the owners, Jared, and he said, Casey, James Carlyle is in the building, and I need you to go shotgun a beer with him. And I was like,
Is it the Natter Days?
It's 5 o'clock. Like I've got to close, you know. I'm like, fuck, I'm not trying to get started right now. But I'm like, it's James. Like, fuck it, let's go. And so we had, let me backtrack a little bit. I was looking at a price sheet because we carried, a lot of guest beer in the opening as we were trying to get the portfolio going, to get more beers on track. And so we had all this guest tap, and I was in charge of ordering that stuff. So I'd look at these price sheets, and I'd see that I didn't know it existed. It was Natty Daddy. It was an 8%.
That's what it was.
Natty is an 8%er. And you can buy it by the case for like $20.
Yeah.
What is
and
this?
So Natty Daddy.
They don't make them anymore.
Silver Eagle was selling it, and it was on their price sheet. And I
It's
was
from Nat.
it's a Natty. It's
a
like
Natty
light,
Light,
Natty
yeah.
Light, but Daddy
I would
Daddy.
never drink that.
It's literally called Natty Daddy.
Is it good?
No, it's fucking terrible.
No, that's why you
fucking
shotgun
skunky
it.
and terrible. But I went to Jared and I said, "Look, I'm gonna order this. Here's $20." And he's like, "Okay, cool." So it showed up at 10:30, and I remember shotgunning one with Chris Servati and Colin Fruget. We shotgunned one at 10:30 in the morning when we got in. We're like, "Oh my god, it's so terrible." But so whenever he went in there, I was like, "We're shooting Natty Daddies," and so. My first, like, hey, what's up, man? How are you? Let's go shotgun this beer.
I'm James. I'm Casey. Let's go into this cooler and just shotgun this nasty
There's
ass
video
beer.
of it, too. He has video of it somewhere.
Yeah, I'll have to go back. That's archives right there.
So that was it. Yeah.
I also wanted to say this blue raspberry that's somehow green is, I'm going to put it on the camera, is delicious.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
So is that with spirulina as well? Is that what gives it the color, or do y'all use something else?
No, it's we actually grow our own blue raspberries.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm totally fucking with you.
Perfect
I was
St.
like,
Patrick's Day blue
I don't know if that's a
raspberry.
thing, but I'm going to let you run with
no
it.
such thing as blue raspberry, so it's kind of like a gimmicky, but it's essentially just like a puree and a syrup that we can get from one of our distributors.
Gotcha.
No, it's
Right on.
delicious.
But it's
Come check this out. What's the name of it?
it's going to be our City Sour series. It's called Blue Raz.
Yeah.
Okay. Blue Raz here in
Yep.
City.
And then I had that's Proletariat, the porter.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
just
excellent.
Base pour. Appreciate it.
nice thickness for a porter, I'll tell you that much.
I went
let me
back
put
to
out
the
James.
Hellas. I went back to the Hellas.
The Hellas is fantastic. Yeah, I enjoyed. Okay. All right, let's see. Let me go dig in, see what I got here, because we talked a lot about City Acre and kind of trying to really kind of spotlight that as much as we can.
Can we get more into Ingenious, I guess? And I'm going to edit this.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Let's get deep into Ingenious.
Let's go a little
Everybody
further.
loved Ingenious.
I
Ingenious
know.
was a huge part of the Houston craft beer community. And it felt like we all kind of were mourning it when it passed. I was a huge Ingenious fan. I was there, not as on y'all's level, obviously, but I was there.
Well, we worked there.
Yes. I wanted to work there, by the way. That was one of the breweries I wanted to work at. I'm upset that I never got to work there, but I was probably there 2 or 3 times a month. I remember when I was at Back Pew, we would have meetings on Fridays at 9 a.m. And one time I got all the reps together. I'm like, let's go to Ingenious. Let's just go down the street and have the rest of our meeting at Ingenious. And we all did, and we all had a great time. And it was hell getting everybody to get over there.
No.
But I loved Ingenious. I was really sad to see it go. I still have one of those bottles that you released at the very end. Was it barrel aged?
Brewers Reserve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I haven't opened it yet. I thought about bringing it today, but I thought,
I'm glad you didn't.
you glad I didn't? Okay.
I've got financial work to do after this. So.
There you go. Yeah. You just bought a new truck too.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm saving it. I'm saving it for a rainy day.
Well, just so you know, whenever I come back on the 50th or the 100th episode, I'll bring them out.
there we go. Hell yeah. All right.
100th episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna do 99 more of these.
Why not? You know.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Rogan's on like 3,000 right
there's
now.
There's a lot
so
of fucking breweries in the. There's a lot of breweries in this Houston area that we could definitely get on board for sure.
And we're not excluding ourselves here with Beer Someone to craft breweries. We want to do all the craft breweries, but we also want to do the craft beer bars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the guys who help peddle our beer.
Yeah,
so.
and there's some of them that need some love. You know, there's just some of them that like that we were talking about earlier. There's a place that we near and dear to everyone's hearts in the craft beer community, and you know they could use a little love and they want to be a part of this.
You should reach out to Marin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go to Star Sailor.
Marin's on
Absolutely. She's on the list.
We love, me and the wife love
Star
Star
Sailor.
Sailor.
She's on the list for sure. Like we're just getting it going. So
We're just starting.
Yeah.
But
Well,
You're
I know,
number
this is one.
yeah,
You're number one.
Yeah. So, but I will ask this question about Ingenious though. Like you I mean, you were there for 7, 8 years. How many years?
6 years.
6 years. Okay. So what was your? You may not have the most fondest memory, but like what's like one of your fondest memories of being there? Like something that you were just like, I really fucking love that this happened or whatever.
Honestly, believe it or not, it was probably the last night that we were open.
That was a fucking emotional night.
It was very emotional.
Yeah.
Almost combative at sometimes.
It was a wild night.
It was, but it just goes back and it solidifies my statement earlier of saying that while I was at Ingenious those 6 years, I may not have the ability to brew Ingenious beers anymore or brew at Ingenious anymore, but I've made all the friends I could possibly ever want. I made all the memories, the traveling, the collabs, just like the shenanigans, like the filming, I'm hunting rabbits.
Yeah.
The video.
We had fun with the videos
just
and
doing
social media
that,
stuff.
and you stomping on the damn printer and
Bashing the printer was
and slicing your foot open
I
because
saw
your
that.
dumbass was in a sandal.
I'm not taking these flip flops off. God damn it!
doing that whole thing, like building the outdoor patio with Mike during COVID.
Yeah, like literally out there sweating it, like just because there's no coverage, and y'all were out there making that shit happen. Dude.
Just doing shit like that.
Y'all just got together
Those planners
recently.
are still there, by the way. Those planners that I made, they're still there, falling apart.
Well, you didn't cut the fucking core off the. You cut the core off the spindle or whatever.
Oh yeah, I did. Oh man, that was a day.
Y'all went up there like for like a year anniversary of it being closed recently. A bunch of you
Yeah,
guys-
Casey did. Yeah, Casey did
and we
it.
definitely want to do that again. So the guys that bought the building, Chris
good
and
friends of
Bryce,
ours,
they're
yeah.
really good friends of ours, and they're super cool dudes. And so they own Patriot Bolt, which was right next door. A lot of people that were there at the very end remember the giant nut that they have out there. It's
We
a
even
giant
had
hex
Mattress
nuts.
Mac out there on that nut.
Mattress Mac sat on the nut and took a photo. So that's the world's largest hex nut that they installed into their front yard. Well,
I've seen it.
they acquired the building, and what's great is if you go visit them, which I was just there just like a month ago, and they still have the Texas. It's made out of wood, but it's a Texas flag. And instead of a star, it's the Ingenious logo, and
wow.
they still have it hanging in there, which is great.
Oh.
But they've completely, I mean, the tap room's cut in half with a wall, and it's an office space, and then our bathrooms are still there. They actually have a little putt-putt. Somebody brought in a putt-putt.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm like, it's fucking so on
Yeah,
brand for them.
of course.
And and then the back area where the brewing area was is all kind of storage for them. But those guys have been really, really cool with us and like let me bring 10 people out there on the anniversary of it closing on January 6th. And we hung out outside. It was freezing fucking cold too. But we had heaters and stuff, and we had a great time. It was a lot of fun. So what we would like to do is eventually have another one of these parties at the same spot, and we're going to have Dennis Ferry from GastroCraft. He's going to come out and support with food, and we're going to probably have at least one, maybe 2 kegs on ice, and James has to be there. He has
We'll
to.
see. We'll
You
see.
have to be, Jim.
We'll see.
Can I come?
Yes, everyone's. This is everyone's invited. The 10 people party
Can we do
was
a
a check the
podcast?
temperature in the room, and we'll definitely start. Yeah, at the,
We'll
at the
see.
beginning.
We'll see where we're at.
We'll see.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that's definitely I'm putting it out there now that I've been in talks with some of the crew, some of the ex-crew from Ingenious, and we're talking about really throwing down like a let's do another like get together, because it really does, man. Like people on the Ingenious fans page still are very active, and there's still a lot of love.
How about we do?
We hate seeing whenever they crack open a double splat that's a year old. We hate seeing that.
Right. How about we just do it here?
We could do it here. We could. We'll
New
see.
beginnings.
We'll see.
New beginnings.
We're
Well,
figuring
how
this
about-
out as we go,
We'll
guys.
start here and then end there. How about maybe take the real debauchery out to the parking
The
lot?
after party could be here.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. But either way, we just want you to be involved, and that's kind of the thing. Is that we want you to
Let me know.
We're not gonna.
Do you have some like kegs sitting around, or would you make new beer for that?
I don't have ingenious
Oh, you
kegs
have to
sitting
make a
around.
new one. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to make some new, old, ingenious recipes.
Be kind of cool, yeah.
That
something
would be
like that.
really cool.
If you were going to brew ingenious beers, which ones would you
I
want to
think
do?
people would show
I've
up
already
for
done
that.
it.
Okay, so that's it. That's one. That's one
Which
and done.
one?
Double splat.
Double splat.
That's it. After that,
What
you're,
about
you're not
Trips?
brewing.
Trips was an absolute no, never again.
No.
That's my wife's favorite beer.
No.
I know. I get asked for Elf's blood all the time too, but
Elf's
Yeah.
Blood's great.
it's
Bowser's
Free
Blood,
Madness
all
was
the
a little-
bloods.
it's not gonna happen.
You have like different hoses for that. It's just like it's such a pain in the ass.
It really is. It really is a pain in the dick.
Yeah, it is. And
Blueberry. No blueberry ever again. I'm never going to have a fresh blueberry ever again.
We'll see.
Never say never.
well,
we'll
with
see.
but with City Sours.
Oh, I'm
base
sorry.
recipe.
I'm asking the question that you're tired of answering.
We'll see.
Well-
yeah.
well,
You're
so-
asking me to be ingenious again.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm saying my question is more of like, okay, we don't want it to be, but what would you consider?
There's going to be nods to it.
yeah.
That's my style of brewing.
Okay.
So there'll always be times where you see a flash of ingenious on the wall.
Yeah.
But for the most part, not only that, but like, you're drinking a fruited sour right now, Brennan, but a lot of people's tastes have changed in the last 3-4 years,
Big time.
where they don't necessarily want like the big gloopy, gloppy, just
People
slushy
also
stuff.
ABV hunting is like the ABVs have gone down
Extremely.
to trending downward. So
Extremely.
brewers are kind of having a you got to work with the market right now. You got to work with what sells.
That's what I always said at Ingenious too. Is I make beer for one thing and one thing only, and that's the register right there. And
Yeah.
as long as it goes cha-ching, then I'll keep doing it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, then
Right.
on to the
yeah, there
next-
was a time when
on to the
brewers
next-
could just brew whatever they wanted. They could just do whatever they wanted.
right.
And we're
It's
not
the
there
snakes
right now.
and sparklers fucking method from Joe Dirt.
Right.
It's like, oh, this is the only ones that I like.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you're not brewing beer for like what you like.
Right.
Albeit the trend is currently going in a direction that I do like, which is just light lagers.
Light
and-
lagers, yeah.
you know, and
Crispies.
and crispies, and like the occasional hazy IPA here or there, or a porter.
yeah.
But like that's the direction of like where consumers are actually going towards.
Yeah.
I
Are
got
there
a
any
question.
Okay.
Okay, so, and I feel like maybe some of the listeners will want to hear this. It just popped into my head. And if we don't want to talk about this, we don't want to talk about it. But it's just a question I'm going to throw out there. I have people all the time in the craft industry, or people who aren't in the craft industry but enjoy craft beer, ask me, what happened to Ingenious? And maybe we could clarify a little bit of that.
Yeah,
if
I
you're
thought about
open to-
asking that question.
You don't
just
want to ask
'cause
that question?
People still ask me all the time, and if this is a way for some people to get some better understanding, because it wasn't just, there's not a one answer. There's not
So
one thing.
yeah. And I've
there
heard
is,
things.
and I've been asked that same question probably 30 fucking times. COVID. Even though we didn't close down in 2020, we were able to maintain ourselves until 2023. But during COVID, we had a mobile canning company that would come in and can our beers for us once a month, and then we would do a 6 beer release one weekend every month.
Yeah.
Once COVID hit, they refused to come out and help can anymore. No one wants to travel. COVID's happening. Everyone's dying. All this bullshit. So we were forced to purchase a canning line.
How much was that?
A canning line was upwards of over $200,000.
Plus, you had to pay for someone to come out and like maintenance it and all that. They
never
flew out.
Well, they did one time.
Yeah,
but
at the very
essentially,
beginning.
me and Mike had to do it, and
Right,
then we
yeah.
also bought another piece of equipment to make our beer more shelf stable,
Right.
which was close to $120,000.
That was right when I got hired too. Yeah, I remember that.
So we bought pasteurization, centrifuge, all that stuff. The canning line, which is actually, I believe or not, still sitting at Megaton.
It's at Megaton. Yeah,
It is
Megaton
at
acquired
Megaton,
it.
yes.
Yes.
I didn't know that was the reason, but yes, I know it is at
Well, so what it did is it forced us to purchase that and deplete a ton of funds. I mean, you're looking at almost $500,000 at that point when you buy these two pieces of equipment. Cans, labels, all that stuff. Yeah, you're looking at $500,000
right
off the bat just to be able to can our own product. And then you have to go and find someone to sell it for you. So you sign distribution rights with a distributor, and they fall short left and right. Promise to buy this, don't buy it. Late on payments. This is full clip.
right
They weren't only just fucking us, but they were fucking a couple other breweries in Texas.
which they were bought by Greenlight.
So they were actually trying to just build their portfolio before they fold. Say, oh, we have Turning Point, we have Ingenious, we have this brewery. Here's our portfolio. We have all these breweries. Because in Texas, unfortunately, once you sign with a distributor, either they sell you or you go out of business to get out of the contract.
Harder to divorce, or it's easier to have a divorce than it is to split
100%.
from your. Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
So we were essentially married to this distributor who just stopped picking up beer. Or would overpromise, under-deliver as far as pickups or sales and all that stuff. And then we also, right at the end, probably like November, October, before we closed, we got hit with a huge a tax fee because we never actually closed during shutdown. So they made us pay taxes on everyone that was still employed that we didn't furlough. So government actually punished us for not firing you.
Right.
And that was like $85,000.
But there was work to be done. I mean, that's the weirdest part. Was that I got hired during all that.
Yeah.
And there was lots of work to do. I mean, we did a lot of curbside orders and things like that. And
I was having to
there were
run
days
orders
that I would
out there.
I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go to work. I'm gonna walk a few. No,
No, I was out there with y'all running orders out, like to do.
Busy
I
as
wasn't
fuck.
really part of the craft industry yet, and I looked hard from the outside. I tried to support my local breweries.
It was fun though. I mean, it was fun, but it was work. I mean, I remember like running with cases of beer. We had to literally like put the pre-orders on the table to get staged and ready.
Every tabletop in that brewery, like in that morning, was completely full of orders of everything.
Yeah, and
it was insane.
There was this one time, I think it was right around the time we did Strawberry Milkshake Dum Dum, and they did the caravan. It was like a bunch of people that were going to hop around, follow each other, and hop from brewery to brewery. And Ingenious was first on the list, and then it was like Spindle Tap, and then I forget what other breweries were all in the caravan, but everybody shows up. And of course, I mean, it's all craft beer people, a lot of them we knew. So like everybody was super cool, like, hey, take your time. Like, we were trying to run everybody's orders out as fast as we could, but they're all like cracking cans open in the parking lot, chugging beers in the parking lot and shit. But I was sweating. Like, I was like, we were going at it, and it was wild. I just remember being like, this is fucking cool, man. Like, this is cool, but we got our asses handed to us.
We did.
Yeah.
Made a lot of good money. I mean, like, I remember even the last weekend, like if you go back the last like 3 months before we announced that we were closing, we were probably doing like $8,000 a weekend in sales.
Yeah. And let me just say, the beers, the last year we were open, to me, were the best they'd ever been. Because I think a lot of people will agree that when Ingenious opened, the beers really were like spectacular, and everybody was like, oh my God, Ingenious,
Yeah.
And
I remember hearing about it early on. And I gotta go.
And then there was a period of time where things kind of got stagnant, and they did. I mean, like we call a spade here, and that's what happened. But then things started to kind of take a trend upward, and we had some staff changes and things like that I think maybe kind of helped get the vibe in the place feeling better.
Were you surprised from the amount of love that Ingenious was getting whenever you did announce you were closing? The amount of people that showed up to the very end.
It actually pissed me off.
Did it? They all showed up after.
Okay.
Because my thing was the fact that, like, going back to like me saying like $8,000-9,000 on a good weekend. That's Wednesday through Sunday.
Yeah.
To going to $75,000 a weekend.
Wow.
And like it taking people 10 minutes to get a beer, standing in line.
Can I get the 3
Why are you closing? This place is packed. Well, when was the last fucking time you were here before you heard that we were closing? Oh, a year and a half ago. There you go.
So I heard that from a lot of people that were regulars, that were there, dedicated people that were looking around at this crowd of people the last 2 weeks we were open, and they were like, where the fuck were these people? And here's the answer. And I molded over so much and thought about it at the end. I went through some emotional times. And I thought about that a lot. And the conclusion that I came to was that no one saw it coming. They were comfortable. Everyone was just comfortable, me included. I think we all just kind of thought, thank you, that it wasn't going to go anywhere, and that this was going to be forever, and that, inflation was happening, times were tough, and people were able to find our product out at HEBs and things like that. So that slowed a little bit of our tap room to go business down, but. We were doing all we could as far as like the beer quality was great. The events we were doing were solid.
The hospitality, the staff,
and everybody was like, where the fuck did all these people that are like, man, I stopped coming for a while. You can't be mad at these people. They thought it was never going to go away, and that they just kind of slept on too long. If you don't use
it, you lose it.
Yeah, but that goes to show, people really need, if they like this kind of industry and they want to see this thrive, they have to get out and support it, even if. It's just having a beer. Having one
and
beer.
That applies to our current breweries right now.
Yeah,
City
absolutely,
Acre, Megaton, Deca, all these guys.
Go support.
You need to support them if you want them to stay around.
Absolutely, you do. Yeah.
Get out there.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of breweries close down over the past few years, and it sucks seeing them close down. So
it does.
Yeah. So you guys are open Wednesday to Sunday.
Thursday through Sunday.
Thursday to Sunday. Yeah. Okay. Thursday to Sunday. But y'all stay open pretty late too. Y'all have
11
hours. Yeah.
11.
Which I say late as compared to other breweries.
Yeah, it's pretty late for a brewery.
Yeah. That's good though.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So, Thursday through Sunday. Sunday is all day brunch. Sunday is actually only 12 to 6. But other than that, come noon to 11.
Kitchen's open
until 9.
Till 9. Okay.
Well, I feel like we've been going for a while now. James, do you have anything coming up that you would? I know I asked you this earlier, that you would like to promote.
Not necessarily promote. Just get out there and do your due diligence. Find a good local craft brewery and become a regular there.
Yeah.
We all look scruffy and beards and long, nasty hair and
every
all that
single one of us has beards.
I got a trim.
Hold
on.
But we're also really fucking cool people to talk to. So
right.
Just come and fucking chat with us. We love there's no brewer out there that doesn't like talking about his own beer.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And if they don't, then they don't stand behind it.
Right.
So I'll sit here and talk to you until I'm blue in the face about all the new beers that we have on tap right now. But I'm excited to see what 2025 has in store for us. I see nothing but exponential growth.
Are you doing any barrel aging?
No, I don't have room yet.
Okay.
No room yet. A lot of collabs this year.
Yeah.
Can you give us a sneak peek of some of those collabs?
One with Deca.
I could call Cody. But we have one coming out next Friday with Project Halo.
Oh, I love Project Halo.
Out in Fulshire. We are doing one with Senate Avenue.
Nice.
Love Senate.
At the end of the month, we are doing one with Pink Boots beginning of March.
That's awesome. You want to talk about what the Pink Boots organization is for people that don't know?
So it's just an organization that actually tries to highlight and spotlight women in the craft beer industry. So it promotes equality as far as the female aspect in our industry, because brewers aren't just guys. Mm-hmm. Some of the best brewers I know are female.
Project Halo.
Project Halo is key point. Mm-hmm. Melissa Mendez and her husband Steve, they amazing beers out there.
Yep.
They're
amazing
awesome.
beers. So, and it was actually my second collaboration with them to do that. But we're actually going to have Pink Boots here on March 6th to brew a West Coast IPA with their new 2024 Pink Boots blend.
Nice.
It's awesome.
Senate Avenue There's been some talks about Turkey Forest over at Big Owl Craft House.
Nice.
Fluey and those guys. So do that, and just trying to slowly kind of just trying to like remind people that, hey, City Acre is actually still here.
People like to see collabs. As a person who, I was into craft beer for a while before I got in the industry.
Right.
And I was just, bartending at just different places. I was at Crisp in the Heights for 5 years, and I remember that's when I was already into craft beer, but that's where it really kind of started to kind of muster up this whole new level of really loving it. And like I was paying attention to all the breweries in town and seeing like Brash do this collab with St. Arnold, the Fake News, and the Nada collab, and
right.
I fucking loved it. I was eating it up as an outsider of the industry. I was like, this is fucking cool. Like, Brock's doing this video where he's talking shit about Brash and he's wearing this stupid wig, and like it was fucking hilarious. And I'm like, this makes me want to go drink this beer. Like, I want to go drink this beer because I love this. The way that they collabed was so clever. It was so funny, and it was like very Houston. And that's kind of what I really liked about that.
So we just settled on a beer name for the Project Halo collab, which is a hazy pale ale. I always used to have like this motto of like fake it till you make it. But it's a heavily oated hazy pale ale, so we're gonna say flake it till you make it.
I love
That's the name. That's the name of the beer. So it's gonna drop next Friday. I don't know how soon this podcast will be out, but
I think next Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to drop it
so
off
go today. Go now. Go
go.
right now. Get in your car.
Today's the day.
Stop listening to this podcast and get to Project Halo.
Listen to us on the way
there
to
you go.
Vulture.
Better yet,
That's a
need
good
to promote
idea.
my
Yeah.
own thing.
Get your ass out there now.
Absolutely.
Project Halo is fucking amazing.
It's so good. And I also want to say, if you're going to Project Halo, Baba is 5 minutes from it.
Yeah.
If you haven't been
Marcus
to Baba,
and
it's a great
Kinga.
brewery.
Just make sure you check their schedule, normally on Saturdays. But love those guys.
You got Growler spot out there too.
Oh, you go see Schulte.
Yeah.
Go see Schultz over at a Growler spot.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Yeah. Tommy wants you at Brouhaha, the mostly locals only Brouhaha. That's March 8th.
Oh yeah.
He wants City Acre there.
You want to do Brouhaha?
what's that?
It's a beer festival. It's an all-day beer festival at Moon Tower.
Yes.
There's so many great beer festivals here in Houston, but that one's
I did that
definitely
with Whole
like,
Foods.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Way back in the day.
Yeah. He's doing it's
it's
actually
only local.
You can do so. He's doing it in 2 shifts basically. You can do the early shift, and then he wants to do a late shift because he wants to have beers being poured while the bands are playing. And he's got several punk bands, I believe, that are playing. And I'm doing the early. I want to do the early shift and then hang out the rest of the day.
I'm old, so I'll do early.
I'm gonna do both.
He'll buy more beer if he do both.
I'm just gonna make a day of it.
I'm doing I already talked to Cody about it. I'm doing
I had
the
so
first.
much fun last year at Brouhaha.
Yeah. That's what I want. I want to have fun. Yeah. So I don't want to work the whole time. But yeah.
I'm in.
He said
if they want to reach out. So.
I know that you guys don't distribute, but I mean, we
we can sell kegs.
We can still sell
Megaton
kegs.
was there before we distributed, so.
Okay. Yeah.
we can do that.
Yeah, that would be
That's
great.
easy.
Cool. That'd be awesome.
Turkey Forest will be there, and they don't distribute. So.
Yeah, if anybody's listening, just if you want to know more about the mostly locals only Brouhaha, go to the Moon Tower Inn's Instagram or Facebook, and it's all posted there.
Hell yeah.
There's flyers and lists of all the breweries they're going to be there and bands. Yeah.
Okay,
Fuck yeah.
well, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for coming on.
I have some random questions.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So
all right.
so you're James is a huge Astros fan.
Okay.
One of the biggest Astros fans I know. So what are your predictions for this coming season?
Is there anything less than winning it all?
I like that answer.
I mean, that's what I expect out of my team.
Okay, cool. I like that.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be nerve-wracking. I might throw a beer or two during the season, but I think at the end of the day, we still win the AL West.
Yeah.
So
fun story. There was a video that we posted of James and Nate. In the tap room. It was just like our security camera caught this footage of them watching. I forget. Do you remember the game it was?
I know exactly what game it is,
Their celebration.
when it was, and how it happened. So
I know it was Alvarez.
We were down by 2 against Seattle in Game 1 of the ALCS, or no, ALDS.
Yeah.
And bottom of the 9th, down by 2 runners on, and none other than Yordan Alvarez the new Big Papi, comes up to the plate, and I looked over to Nate, and he's sitting there watching. He was like, "This is like Hallmark written right now." I'm like, "If he hits a home run, I'm gonna hug you." And Nate's not a very physical person.
Nope.
And next thing you know, fastball up and in, and Jordan yanked it like 400 feet in the fucking right field. And we won the game. Walk-off home run, and me and Nate are literally jumping around in the tap room, like hugging each other.
Like, throw your hat.
I throw, yeah.
It's so
everything.
It was such a genuine reaction, though. It's so funny because like you don't know you're on camera. You're not even thinking about it because it was just a security camera. Like it was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
And he's clapping too. You know, he's like, that's
well,
great.
he's just happy for me.
Yeah, but
like, he doesn't give a shit about the Astros.
You like go and hug him.
I
And he's
did.
kind of like
he's like, oh yeah. But he was just like, oh my god, what the hell actually just really happened? Did we just watch that?
Right, historic shit.
I think I probably still have that video on my phone somewhere. I'll have to send it to you so you can edit it in. Like, actually show people like, because it was like security camera footage,
hilarious,
and we were just like,
they're kicking chairs and like,
like just going crazy on each other.
Yeah.
And he was like, holy shit, it just fucking happened.
It was awesome. All right.
So.
That's awesome.
And then my last question is Super Bowl predictions, which Super Bowl will have already happened when everybody's listening.
So
but we want
if
to know
you're wrong, everybody's going to know how wrong you are.
Yeah.
Who's gonna win?
Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
The refs.
Yeah. Well. It's Chiefs.
It's gonna be the Chiefs,
Yeah.
and I only say that they've already broke one record going 3 Super Bowls in a row.
Yeah.
Winning 3 in a row would be like historical. Like no team has ever done that.
Oh.
But at the same time,
Dallas Cowboys.
no, 2.
3.
2.
It's 2.
But the main reason why I'm gonna go for the Chiefs this year is because the previously stated pro athlete that I sold beer to that ended up getting me fired from Whole Foods.
You won't say that name, right?
Is actually a wide receiver for that team right now.
He said that. Yeah, I was gonna say it's Hopkins. Yeah.
And he's on that team, and he deserves it.
Yeah.
He's a good fucking dude. That dude FaceTimed my son on his birthday.
Oh, wow.
Badass.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool
Very
dad
cool.
points there.
Yeah, no, that's
So,
badass.
Go Chiefs. More or less, go Hopkins.
Yeah.
DeAndre's.
I'm not rooting for him, but I would love to see the Eagles win just because they're the underdog. But I really don't like either team. So
Right.
I'm not a sports fan.
I've seen
so-
this story before, so
Yeah.
I know how it ends.
If I'm being
Yeah,
honest. Yeah.
But yeah, to see Hopkins get a ring,
yeah,
and just all he's been through, and his personal journey, his mom's personal journey, like all that stuff. Like to see him get a ring, that would be badass.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
I'm going for that for number 6.
cool. That works. Hell yeah. Well, cool.
Well, this
cheers,
has been
man.
great,
That was
man.
fucking- yeah, this
I
is
finished
great.
my beer, but
That's bad luck.
Cheers. Let's end it with a cheers.
That's bad luck.
Yeah. Well, should I get a beer? Should I get another beer? Oh, okay. Don't spit on my stuff, though. There we go. What's this again?
Dallas.
Oh, Hellas. Let's go.
All right.
Hellas,
Cheers.
yeah.
Good chat, guys.
Cheers, yeah.
This is Beer Someone.
Beer someone.
Coming at you.
Top side.
Thank you so much for watching. Here, let me put the camera on me. This is Beer Someone. We will be back in, I guess, 2 weeks.
Do we
Follow us
wanna-
on social media, and we'll keep putting it out. Thank you so much, guys.
No need to plug any of the events with anybody?
I film it on your own. It's,
Okay.
sorry, man. I'm gonna stop it. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed, please follow, like, subscribe to continue to get more content.
And in 2 weeks, we'll be talking with Darnell of Elder Sun Brewing. So check it out.
See you later.